So trying to change from this guy. Just been to the gym. Actually, normally I do my videos before I go to the gym, but today I'm doing it after had a little bit of an emergency last night. I had a family emergency that I needed to attend to, and consequently I had a late night, but all is well. The family member concerned is better, they're rested, they're on the right medication they need, so all is well. And a big thank you to the NHS staff. There was a very long waiting line, and I know we always complain about the NHS, especially when you go to the injuries and the casualty unit, but the way they helped and dealt with this family member who was suffering from a serious infection, and it had triggered her diabetes. They escalated things, they got her through, they got her sorted, and they got looked after. And I cannot fault anything last night. The staff, in fact, they're absolutely fantastic. They acted as they should do, so thank you to Airedale Hospital in North Yorkshire. Thank you very much to the staff who actually helps out. And if anybody sees this who works or knows anybody at Airedale Hospital, please do pass on my thanks to them and show them the video, especially the first 1 minute 50 seconds. Please do show them, and because I want to express my heartfelt appreciation to them. Really what I'm going to talk about today is I've touched on it before in the past couple of days, and it stems from Charlie Kirk and the horrible assassination attempt. And I want to touch on that and a couple of other things that really, as human beings, we need to be more aware of. No matter who we are, what we are, whether we agree or disagree, really, the separation between left and right shouldn't be left and right anymore. No matter whether you are on either side of the political spectrum, this act in front of this man's family and children is horrendous, and it's subhuman, inhumane, and people laughing and joking about it. I really question their humanity. I question their sense of natural compassion and everything else. I really question their humanity on several levels. A lot of people have been throwing around, oh, well, free speech, free speech, free speech. Well, freedom of speech, is not to endorse violence towards other people. I mean, you can do it, but, it's, people choose to do it. But what you got to remember is there are always consequences. There are always things that are acceptable and aren't acceptable, and I hope the person who assassinated Charlie Kirk, I hope they receive the consequences and full consequences of the law. And I have no sympathy to anybody who is mocking this situation if they receive the consequence, if they lose their work, their jobs. I have no sympathy. It's a horrible thing that has happened, and we should be decrying this evil. What happened to Charlie Kirk is evil, it's disgraceful, and it's disgusting. And it should not have happened. I do question how security have missed this. I don't know how, I don't know the ins and outs or whatever. I think that the person has actually been caught or apprehended, and certainly has been questioned. So let us hope that other people are safe. I want to touch on the scary things, however, in the UK. and with our government at the moment. And I'm not just going to talk about our government, but there has been a trend that has started ever since David Cameron, who resigned because he didn't want to do the will of the people. He resigned from being a prime minister because he didn't want to represent the people in ideals that he did not believe in. Well, look, number one, when you become a leader of the country, that is your job, to represent the people's will, what the people wish, what the people want. As we go through, we've seen Boris Johnson with his language, calling people who were questioning the COVID epidemic, who were questioning the vaccines, he was insulting them and degrading them. We now know that there are more questions about this vaccine than ever before, and this COVID ever before. One could say hindsight is 2020, but what is not acceptable is for a prime minister to be insulting people who are saying, actually, there are a lot of questions about this. How can you have a vaccine ready to go within a few months? I am one of them. And it turns out that a lot of us were correct. But what did this man go and do? He insulted people. He rallied against them. He called them anti-vaxxers, degraded them. And quite frankly, the actions of a leader should not be that. Moving forwards, we have had other prime ministers who have been insulting each other. And we come to Keir Starmer, Sadiq Khan today. And the rally that was held, led by Tommy Robinson and a few other people, and hundreds of thousands of people turned up. It wasn't a few thousand. Hundreds of thousands of people turned up for the rally. And on the internet, millions more watched live the rally. And there are millions of people who are sharing segments of the rally, sharing what has been said, and moving through. And the trend of the government, of the Mayor of London and the media, once again, is to insult people, calling them far right, extremists, whatever. Now look, let's be real. You cannot, it is impossible to say that you will have hundreds and thousands of people far right and millions of people far right. It just is not going to happen. Yes, there may have been some people there who may have been far right. I'm not going to doubt that. However, the majority of people are people who are concerned about the country. They are concerned about what's happening. They are concerned at the level of corruption in the government. They are concerned about the leadership, and quite rightly so. Quite rightly so. It seems these days that anybody who is on the left side of things, just if somebody doesn't agree, and the government, if somebody doesn't agree with the government, the far right, the right-wing radicals, the activists, whatever it might be. We can even notice now that a lot of the posts by the Labour government aren't about policies. They're about haranguing both Reform Party and the Conservative Party. And the Conservative Party are no better. They harangue and insult the Labour Party. I will admit there has been some done by Nigel Farage. However, he has responded to what these parties have been saying. And he has made responses. He certainly has not been the one to start things. However, he has responded to these allegations and accusations and said, well, this is how it is, and calls them out for their actions. You've got to draw the line of what you're going to tolerate from the government. Again, whether left or right, whether you agree or disagree with the Labour or Conservative or Reform, we should be demanding of our government two things: to represent the people of Britain, the indigenous people of Britain. That's number one. That is the most important thing. Everything else comes second. And the second thing is to focus on the policies that should govern the people. Those are the two things. Those are the two things. When you start having a political party such as the Labour Party, who are interested in nothing but throwing slander, throwing mud, dirt and everything that possibly can to stay in power, you have a tyranny. And that is all that's happening in the Labour Party. And we can see it happening. We can see the fallout. Sadiq Khan with his derisive comments, with his, quite frankly, racist comments. And if you look at Sadiq Khan's posts, every time he posts, there's been a lot of people who have been saying, no, this isn't right. We don't like this. We are not putting up with this. And now, instead of keeping his comments open, he blocks all comments, as though it's his way or nothing at all. That is not how British politics work. So I'm going to say more now than ever, whether you like me or not, whether you, I really don't, I really don't care whether you like me or not. Whether you are left or right, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, whatever political party you are affiliated, we need to actually make a stand and say, look, don't agree with you, may not like you, but we need to bring back the dignity that should be in politics. We need to bring back what should be in politics, and that is focusing on policies that will build Britain, that will heal Britain, that will look out and guard over the population of Britain. And it is as simple as that. It really is as simple as that. And we should be on the left and right talking about that. And when we have that, we should be working together to make that happen. It really is that simple. So I'm going to go back to the Charlie Kirk thing. If you celebrate his death, if you celebrate his assassination, then I want nothing to do with you. Nobody should ever be assassinated or have violence committed against them because they have different views. It is appalling that some people are cheering. It's appalling that some people are cheering this on, and I'm going to make this. I'm going to make this very, very clear. I do not condone. I don't endorse it, and I have an absolute intolerance of what has happened. I have an intolerance of murder. Simply should not happen. Let's make that very clear. So thank you for listening. We live in very difficult times, and I think we are in very difficult times, and I think we need to regain some humanity, and I think we need to regain a lot more than what we have at the moment, because the way we're going, we're heading towards destruction, and it's as simple as that, and nobody wants that. I can't think of anybody who wants to completely destroy everything and burn everything to the ground. I can't think of anybody really who wants to do that. Just a few thoughts this morning. Have a great day.